I decided not to go live on camera because I'm worried that while I'm speaking I will lose my composure. This will be hard for me. I can write about it easily because it makes it kind of two-dimensional, but my voice always breaks when I speak. My therapist just, it's so embarrassing. I'm like a snot face the whole time, every time. You're looking at one of the most famous photos of all time. It was taken in a time of war, I think about 2007 or 8, I don't remember. I remember seeing it on the table at my therapist's office, in fact, and it was just so awful. It's an image of an ever-present insidiousness in societies all over the world. But war doesn't start this. It's not about war. Not in the literal sense. This has been going on with women for thousands of years. And it's not fair. I'm gonna tell you my own story because it's the one I know best. It changed me, and it gave me this crippling mental illness and PTSD. It doesn't only happen to soldiers. Any victim it happens to. Mike helped with that for me. But it broke me, my experiences, and it turned me into a soul that I don't know anymore. I was married for 4 years to a really evil bastard. Very few people have seen real monsters. So you can't even, you only see them on TV. My terror, my fear got to the level where I honestly put a shotgun in my mouth. It was a Remington 12-gauge shotgun that had the stock cut down to fit me because I'm small and I couldn't reach. That was like a Christmas present from my husband because he just loved guns and he loved to use them against me. I did it because I fucking refused to let him murder me. If I was gonna die, I would not give him the fucking satisfaction. 1 in 3 people, women, they get raped. And the statistics in the United States for wife beating is 1 in 4, I believe. It's probably gone up by this year, I'm sure. I try not to look anymore. Not much anyway. I learned a lot. I learned a lot since those years. The divorce was 2005 when I got out. But thinking back, there are only 2 things that create real demons in people: rage and fear. And there are always 4 steps in domestic violence, unless you're rescued, either by yourself or someone else. But usually it has to be you. People, they just makes me so angry because they say, I would never let that happen to me. There's no way a man's gonna beat me. But they don't understand. it starts so small. They start this tiny manipulation, small things. They start, I remember first that my husband destroyed my car, and he wouldn't let me call my parents or my friends, and then he wouldn't let me work. I was to stay in the house and be trapped and go nowhere, see no one. He kept me away from his own friends, but even when he didn't, they weren't allowed to step in, and they were just like him. They assholes. The first time he beat me and they heard about it, they were so fucking pissed off that I got to the cops. I mean, the first time it was a real fucking bad day, let me tell you. I think it was the worst day of my entire life, that first time. That's when I was still brave. You know, that was just the beginning. I was 5 months pregnant, and I regret to this day that I listened to everyone and that I was pressured into backing down, because my ass had a whole SWAT team looking for him with helicopters in the desert. That's how serious the cops took it. And but I learned a lot. I backed down, and the cops laughed at me and called me a liar. There are 4 steps in domestic violence: isolate, deviate, control, kill. That's what order it happens in. It was Jason's to-do list, and in my research for my charity and trying to take this on and speak out about it and save people, I learned that this is the theme for every woman that goes through this. And Jason got through 3 of them before I got out. But I left everything behind me. He raised me to the ground. He took everything that ever meant anything to me. My life, my family, my kids. He took it all. When the divorce started, he said that he would take everything I ever loved. And he did. He won. And it's all a game to them. They win. And that's all that matters. The kids are chess pieces in this kind of divorce. Here in Arizona, 76% of abused parents lose custody to their abuser. Think about that. During my divorce process, and I was doing research trying to find representation for an attorney, and I found that on a website, and my stomach dropped, because I knew then that it was all over and that I had no chance. When you meet a true monster, when you see them snap, it's the scariest thing you'll ever experience. I mean, you see them crack apart and become something that is not even human anymore. You see them vibrate. Their eyes go black. Jason's eyes would dilate to the point that they were completely black. And he looked like he was possessed. And I've never been religious, but he made me believe that there's something that might be preternatural out there. And that's when I believed in evil. I won't tell you any more details. I think it's not necessary, but I will say that he used every tool against me. Mental, physical, sexual, and torture. I mean, like war crimes. And you know what? Some women experience so much worse. He knew where to cut and hit me so that people couldn't see. And so I won't explain to you exact details because I'm already traumatizing you right now. I know it. But if I told you, I don't think I just, I think that, I know I'm supposed to be letting this go and healing and forgiving him. The only thing I can do is block it out. Because every time I think of those moments when they're behind my eyes, when I try to sleep at night, all of this hate and bitterness and prayers that his truck would stall on train tracks or he would fall off of a freaking cliff or someone would just beat the shit out of him and kill him. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And I wanted it more than anything. And that's what this violence does to you. That's how it breaks you. It turns you into a person that you don't know anymore. It turns you into something that's kind of dark and very scary. And when the divorce started, my parents just, first of all, I hadn't seen them in 4 years. Jason would not let me see them, and they could not see my kids either. And my parents hadn't even met my son until we were divorced. So it was my fault. I was the mean daughter that ignored them and shut them out. And my dad, when I tried to talk to him about it, when I sent him copies of all of the police reports, he said they didn't matter because it was my fault. He said, bury the hatchet, Raina. Bury the hatchet. And I told him, which scared him, but it was true. I said, I would love to bury the hatchet, Dad, but I want to bury it in his head. And I meant it. That violence, it changes you like that. It makes you into a person that suddenly you realize you are capable of really bad things. And that is scary. It's really scary. That is the worst part. That is why I'm so broken. Because I think I'm a really bad person most of the time. And I don't deserve friendship or love. And that's why I work so hard to change the world. That's why I try to do charity. Kind of make up for my lack and make people never feel like me. But there's no forgiveness or peace for me.
Please, can you help me?
The bruises and scars and bleeding, they all fade. Physically, you heal. But what doesn't ever go away was that it was my weakness. I was a coward. I had Stockholm Syndrome, basically. I let him do everything to me. I took it, and long ago, I don't think I would have. I think I would have gotten out way before I did. But after certain events in my life, certain things that kind of changed me, I was already kind of weak and vulnerable, and I was sure that I would die alone because I was a mom and no man would want me because that's baggage. But that strong person, that wild mare, is gone, and I don't think she's ever coming back. Not really. I won't be that again. The damage done to my soul and my mind and my personality, it caused physical changes, literally physical changes in my brain that will never heal. I have 10 different diagnoses of insanity. I won't go over them. It's hard enough. I hate myself. I hate it. I wish I was normal again. I wish I could function. So thanks, Jason. And I'm sorry, guys, for saying all that. If you made it this far through it, you're a hero. I would not wish these experiences on my worst enemy. Not that they wouldn't deserve it, but it's because they're too weak. If Jason got treated like he treated me, he would commit mass murder. They all would. They'd break. Not strong enough. Because that's what they are. They're weak. They're little men with penis envy and insecurities and self-obsession and narcissism. That's what they are, and they would break because mostly, Emily, stop it. They're afraid of women. That's what it comes down to. They're afraid of us. 1 in 3.